Good evening Nammers and Crayon Eaters, welcome to another episode of OMGScoods. Let's spin the wheel to find out what today's topic will be. Halloween, huh? Oh no. Can you feel that? An earthquake. Welcome to this very special Halloween episode of OMG Spooks. We are going to look at the origin of this well-known holiday and also look at different traditions of celebrating it around the world. Halloween as we know it today originated from the Celtic New Year's festivity called Samhain, which was celebrated on November 1st. It marked the end of summer and the beginning of winter, which was often associated with death. Thus, for the Celts, it resembled flowered lines between the living and dead. They did bonfires in which they could sacrifice animals and crops for their gods. People wore animal skin costumes when attending these events, as it was believed that to avoid having a ghost encounter you had to wear masks and costumes so that they will mistake you for a fellow spirit. Now that we got the origin of costumes out of the way, let's look at the history of trick-or-treating. This practice dates back to parades of the church. At parades of the church, poor people begged for food and in return they promised generous people prayers for their passed-away relatives. These customs were influenced by different cultures and religions such as Roman culture or Christianity, and throughout time, through the meshing of different European ethnic groups and the Native Americans, a distinctly American version of Halloween began to emerge. And we all know what is meant by distinctly American version. Now that we know how the American version of Halloween accrues, let's look at some non-NA versions of Halloween. Irish and Scottish people still like to have the old traditions of Samhain around. They still do bonfires and fortune tellings, just as their ancestors used to. Probably the most known variation of traditional Halloween is the Mexican/Spanish Dia de los Muertos, which translates to Day of the Dead. If you don't know about this from the Coco movie already, Mexicans and Spaniards think that their dead relatives enter Earth from October 31st to November 2nd. For that occasion they erect altars so that the spirits can strengthen up and take some of the offerings back into the death realm. They add toys and candies for kids and cigarettes and shots of mezcal for adults in addition to the normal food offerings. In Romania, the Day of Dracula gets celebrated at Bran Castle in Transylvania. On the other side of the globe, Hong Kong-ish put up lights to guide the way of the dead, burn fake banknotes because they think it can be used in the afterlife, and also put up food offerings. Besides that, they apparently like to play cancer music to keep bad spirits away or some shit. In Japan, the Eastern equivalent of Halloween called Obon is celebrated from 13th to 16th of August. They perform dances and light up candles every night so spirits of ancestors can find them. Contrary to all these rituals, in France Halloween wasn't celebrated until 1996, when more and more people found interest in it through the celebration by foreigners and companies such as McDonald's. They don't do heavy trick-or-treating and mostly celebrate on parties or in bars. Yet to this point in time it is still a controversial topic, as some French people feel invaded by American corporations trying to force Halloween onto them to sell more products. This concludes our interesting facts for today. I hope you enjoyed our spooky trip. Have a good one. Back to you, Nymn.